Wait, are they okay, or does Botany really just pay that well? That they think, like, a house with a 3-story lobby is a house. So here's the Dreamweaver's place, and it is just, at the start, looking around, absolutely gorgeous. Which is one of the reasons I love it so much. It is, I think, the most beautiful of all of the Dragon Realms, personally. Here's the first stage, Dark Passage. You do have to be careful though, because you need that cannon to shrink the armored enemies to be able to hurt them. Also, the blue crystal everywhere for like the whirlwinds and stuff is pretty amazing. Thankfully these guys don't matter because they're not armored, so that you can just flame them. I believe these are all collectively called fools. For obvious reasons. It is very fairy tale built, if you're noticing that. Because the Dreamweavers, I believe, literally weave dreams. Which, you want to give us the info there, Pi?
Welcome to the Dreamweavers, young one. While chasing Nasty's minions in this world, you must expect the unexpected and prepare for what is not there.
Also, that dude had an incense burner, I think, by his tail. That was pretty cool. Yeah, I'll address that when we get there if the glitch doesn't happen again. Lofty Castle. Yeah, it is implied then that they literally can create dreams. Also, this is a Yaquest, I think is how you would say that name, which is, surprisingly enough, the boss of this level. Let's see if we can get this to work. So here's the thing. Those two guys right there blocking that stairway will never be shot by the enemy here. You have to shoot them yourselves. This time it was fine, but there's actually a regular glitch where it will not target one of those two. Meaning it is physically impossible for you to shoot them. And if you shoot one, you can charge it and get past, but both of them hold gems, meaning you can't 100% the level if that glitch happens. The good thing about it is that it's very easy to get rid of. Just reload the game. But it's a very odd glitch. I don't know how they didn't catch it. Also, neat little thing here. You can walk through this wall. It just for a skill point. Kinda neat though. So these things, these are called... I don't know what these are called specifically. These might be the ones that are called the Fools. They are invincible, but when you hit them, they will trigger something like this. But only for a limited amount of time before they turn back to normal. They do turn into clocks, you were not imagining things. That was in fact what they turned into. And this is the speedway. You can also... I wonder if you can actually land on that platform right there. I don't think you can. Never tried. I will say that as much as I love the Dreamweavers, it can be a little confusingly laid out. And I fell. Yeah, once you're out of the Artisan Homeworld, the kid gloves come off and you can very easily die in any of the Homeworlds. The Artisan is the only one where you would actually have to make an effort to die. Because there's only two places- there's one place you can die instantly, which is if you jump off the Balloonus Bridge. And the other place where you can die is if you just drown yourself repeatedly in the little pool in front of the speedway. But in general, there's not very many punishments for messing up like that. Whoa.
Hello, Spyro. Nicely done. I'll be done when I've toasted that nasty Nork.
That is one bright pastel dragon. I do too. I like his design in general. Okay. So you have to use the cannon to shrink that dude if you, if you did what I did and went right for the cannon. He will get shrunk automatically if you go over there, but I prefer going the other way because that leads you to the cannon and stops the problems. Also, you can see he turned into a clock and is taking a nap or something. It's very weird.
The fools you see in this world are invincible, but that does not mean they shouldn't be attacked.
Sounds all right to me.
I fell off again. You can use this, which will get you back to the start, which is the only way you can get back to this side. Give you a lot of space on that glide, though. Missing a pen gem. Apparently over here. Was in a corner, or maybe behind the portal? Ah, here it is. And that is the Dreamweaver's Homeworld done. So since we're here, we're just going to go ahead and start off with Haunted Towers. Especially because since this is a separate area from the rest. And the boss is on the other side. So, might as well start here and just work our way around. This is a very interesting one because this one makes very heavy use of Super Flame power-up. And you notice these armored knights are big and made full of metal. We can't do anything to them without Super Flame power-up. And they will block our way. I think if you're quick enough you can hit that wizard, but once the armor knight is up, you physically cannot get past him. It does not matter what you try, he is fast enough for you. He will increase to match your speed. So we're gonna get help from our little fairy friends. Make absolutely sure you hit all of these whenever you're in this level, because every single one, even the ones that are not animated, do have treasure. This is generally a stage of managing your power-up time limit, because you have to go a wide distance on one power-up. As you can see, the flame just destroys the gem chests outright. Yeah! He doesn't seem to mind the kisses, but I think he just thinks of them more as, affectionate than anything else. He doesn't think of them as anything but like a sisterly or parental kind of kiss. Especially because if it is that fairy kisses are magical like that and the dragons are used to it, that's probably a common occurrence, fairies kissing dragons on the nose.
Hey, Spyro. All dragons know there's magic in a fairy's kiss. See what it can do to your power of flame.
Yeah, see? Right there. So we have mushrooms for the fodder. Which is a little interesting. Yeah, the Magic Crafter wings... Magic Crafter, the Dreamweaver wings are amazing. I can't believe I forgot. They mostly all seem to be feathered. I think most, if not all of them are. It might be part of it that this is actually only my second time playing this game. So you want to clear the path up there because there's another fairy right here, which gives you a lot more range on your Super Flame power-up. It is actually possible to take the power-up all the way and hit the final knight in that door from the beginning. It's just very tight timing. Also, we talked about this in the Artisan Homeworld, but all the fairies that you ever see in this game are all female. So apparently they are lesbian reverse seahorse race. I don't know how to classify it, but they clearly cannot crossbreed with the dragons, yet there's only women. So, I think whoever made this accidentally gave us some pretty amazing representation here. Oh, hello! Utalo? I think it's Utalo. Whoa.
Hold your horns. Here comes Spyro.
Patience, little one. You'll soon have the opportunity to battle the one who matters most. Nasty Nork.
Yeah, they're pretty amazing. This game actually only made me like them even more. Really? Yeah, I don't think I need to keep using the supercharge. There is... What I need is behind... Yeah, normal door. Ow! There's another fairy down here. Yeah, I've been kind of keeping track. I think most of them do. Let's see, if you remind me which dragon he was, I can go do a quick check. Yeah, I think he was the one that mentioned the fairy's kiss, so he's up over this way. We're here.
Hi, Spyro.
Yep. Here's Kosoko. And he's got the horn too.
Hey, Spyro. All dragons know there's magic in a fairy's kiss. See what it can do to your power of flame.
Apparently they did in fact keep that. I really shouldn't be surprised because they love, whoever made this absolutely loved the games. They tried so hard to keep them as faithful as possible. So I'm actually not, I shouldn't really be all that shocked that a lot of these little traits were kept. Apparently I missed a lot my first time through the game. That's pretty impressive. Then again, I think I was drunk on everything looking good. So when everything was new and amazing, tiny details like that passed me by. And in my slight defense, it's actually a lot easier to see that the Peacekeepers did not keep the fact that all of them were bulky than it is to see things like the small horns. They were not. I can actually say right now, because that was one of the things that I liked the absolute most, so I was really paying attention for that one, and they were not kept. Instead, they sort of just made every dragon have their own sort of horn arrangement. Some of them have 4, some of them have 3. Just all kinds of different things around here and there, which isn't bad, but it did remove one of the Magic Crafter's unique traits. Fair lady over here? Fair lady over here. So it looks like it kept... What happened that I can tell is it looks like they kept the Dreamweaver's horn on the nose. They kept the Beastmakers being very heavy set. Artisans never really had anything, so there was not really anything to be kept there. Peacekeepers did not keep them all being completely bulky. I gotta light up some more. But they did make them seem more armored. And the Magic Crafters did not keep the split horns, but they did get a lot more. They got other things like the floating cards, which I like it. I just kind of wish they would have kept both. There isn't a whole other area that I can get to that you can see down south. I just need to remember if I can actually get to it. I think I recall. That's not south, that's the way that... There is another area here. Oh, I see. I see. Let's go. No. Didn't quite get a high enough jump. Ahsoka there is actually the best checkpoint to have for this. Regardless of whatever checkpoint I get, it's going to be a run, but at least Kosoke I just straight run forward. Rather than having to run back up here. There we go. Whoa! I almost overshot that. I almost massively overshot that.
You've become a master of the supercharge. Great work.
Don't spill your hot chocolate there, buddy. A waste of good hot chocolate. Okay, so this one. I hate this area so much. So this is a speed test. There is a wizard up there, and he's going to start reanimating these the moment you start going up the stairs. If even one of these reanimates in front of you, you have to back out and start over because they will block the way. Also, you can fall down there to get back into the lower castle because there's not actually a safe way to get back from here. Yeah, this is... Getting up here was a test for how well can you control Spyro's supercharge. This area is how well can you control Spyro on his normal charge. And I just barely made it. I think my favorite fairy in the game. Notice something? We don't have a time limit. Yeah, so she gives you a permanent super flame for the entire stage. So if you didn't really want to muck around with the timed ones, then you could just come here, do this, and then take this around the entire level and hit all the metal things that you've been missing. It sadly only lasts in the stage. But it's pretty cool, I think. It's just too bad they don't actually give you more use out of it. So I honestly couldn't really figure out how they could, but it's still a shame. Anyways, that is the towers done. That's actually one of my favorite stages in this game. And it's one of the reasons why I love the Dreamweavers as much as I do. They just have really neat stages. So this is probably why it gives you so much glide power, to make sure you can get over here. So next, we have Dark Passage. There's another one that Spyro just kind of very lightly lands on, which I believe is supposed to imply these are really high in the air. So Dark Passage here has a light-based mechanic. When the lights are on, the enemies are very small and easy to deal with. When the lights are off, they become those huge behemoths. Essentially, when the lights are off, they become monsters. When the lights are on, they're normal. And these fools control the lights. What you can do is flame them and turn them into the light for a short time. Also, you can see the dogs are just like chihuahuas when the lights are on. Girls shoot homing fireballs. I did not know that they were homing. The turtles, in my opinion, are the main issue here. The dogs are easy to deal with. The turtles are the problem. Because they're armored with a range attack.
The enemies here can be quite frightening, but you should watch the fools.
I'd rather flame the fools.
Now you're thinking.
You know, I don't really blame the dragons. The fools just kind of seem like annoying jerks to me, too. But this imp... he keeps the bark sound effect when he dies, which is kind of awesome. It sounded like he did to me. In the original games, he just made a really whoop noise when he died. Also, yes, you can flame the giant dogs to kill them. But I just find it much safer to wait for the fool to turn on the light. Or you can angle the turtle to where it'll hit. Actually, maybe the imp doesn't bark anymore. I can't really hear. This is... Ooh, hello.
Thank you for releasing me.
That's a star map on those wings. Also, yeah, that proves that some of the Dreamweavers can have leathered wings. It's just a lot of them have feathered. Yeah, there it was. I heard it. You know what I wonder? I wondered if that was gonna break that. There is actually a firework over there by the return home portal you can use. Oof. Sniper arrows. Akari? Ooh.
You know, I think you just might be the dragon to defeat Nasty Nork.
That's me, all right.
Yeah, little wing covers. That's so cute. Well, as you can guess, like with every other stage, we're not even halfway done here. First of all, there's an area down here we can get to. Three on what? Liking their tails? Oh, with the moon tip on the wings. That's actually, yeah, the Dreamweavers have a lot of moon theme. Which makes sense. It says they're the Night Guardians, so. Here is how you get over here. These jumps are the most nerve-wracking, I find, because you have to let yourself fall. Holding back doesn't fully do it. And this fool doesn't turn his light on, so you have to brave the turtles to get over to him. Yeah, it is gorgeous. Take a nice long look at all that. Floating stones. I really like Dark Passage. It's a beautiful place. Yeah. Down where I came from, I think. Here's a dragon. Sure, I can go to the edge and look down.
Thanks, Spyro. I'd love to help you catch Nasty, but I'd really hate to be trapped in Crystal again.
Don't worry. The only one that's gonna be trapped is him.
Also, that's fair. At least he's honest about his reasons. About as down as I can angle the camera. Is that what you wanted to see? I love the sparkly feather wings too. Let's see. Can't make that from. Gotta go this way. Or unless you mean in here? That's just more purple sludge. Oh, it was outside, okay. Does it make me a bad person that I feel no remorse for the sounds those dog makes? Maybe I can look down from here and see it. Bossy. Whoa.
Thank you for releasing me.
Those are crystal spines that dude has. That was where I fell. Is that what you were looking at? Oh, I absolutely would be. I'm just not much of a dog person, so I just don't feel as bad. You might have been seeing the ruins down there, the little floating stones. From here, I can make this glide. Pretty sure there's a fool with a light sword. Oh. Also, yeah, you can charge the imps. They're just high up enough that it's usually better to flame them. But they're considered small enough to charge. Also, here's the firework that would have destroyed that that chest, but we tricked the turtle into doing it. And that's Dark Passage done. And that puts us right by some fodder. And the life fodder to boot. You might think I might be pretty stocked up on lives, but oh, wait until we get to Nasty Nork. Nasty Nork is a pain in the butt. So this is an interesting level. You can see it's laid out kind of awkwardly. But it's really hard to remember where you've been and where things are, but it's kind of neat looking. I think of the Magic Crafters, this is probably my least favorite level. So, even if it's gorgeous, it's just really an annoyance to try and navigate and remember anything. So it has these weird, I don't even know what they are. Blowfish pelican birds? Well, I didn't realize that the imps' arrows could actually break the cages. So that imp broke the fairy cage. See, there are contained fairies around here you break for whirlwinds, but I just love the do not feed thing on the fairy cages. Like, what do you think the fairies are gonna do? They're fairies. Oh. Okay. Ah! Rude. Get out of here. So you free three fairies per area, and they will create a whirlwind to get you to the next area. Can't actually make that from here. We have to glide from up over there. Madonna? Oh!
Fairies are always on your side, Spyro.
So cute! The lock chest is down here, so we'll have to remember to come back down here once we have the key. I believe this is actually where the majority of the fairies live, considering all of them are imprisoned here. I don't know if that was ever stated one way or the other, but that's generally what I assume, since there are so many here and this is where they're being held.
Thank you for releasing me.
I really love the balloons, though. I love being able to pop the Nork balloon and just see them plummet into the void. Wanna be a jerk and kidnap our fairy friends? That's what I think of that. There's a way we can go over there, but I want to go this way first. Also, if you look down, see a sort of tube funnel. That's what I was looking for. Funnel down into the void. And we can now actually get over to this side. Also, this game still has something that I love so much and I wish more games did, which was if you get something and it falls out of bounds, Spyro automatically just picks it up, like the gem. You just automatically get the gem if you kill an enemy over a spot a gem can't naturally land in. Unlike other things, which will go unnamed, where if something falls in a spot where it can't be grabbed, it just vanishes into the ether. Animal Crossing. Excuse me. Here's Return Home portal, and for the first time there's not a dragon here. Which is a little curious. I think that's the only stage that does that, though I'm not totally certain. I could have already forgotten a stage that did, but we gotta go back around this way and go the way I didn't go the first time. Which is over here. Also, I just love the comedic sounds those things make when you kill them in a row. Go that way, or you can go up this way. This way is obviously superior because it has a few gems you need. So this is a gliding test. You basically have to glide and hit fairy cages and the Norks as you go. That first cage you can hit from the ground though. I don't think they put it quite high enough. Start you up here, pick up some gems, start the glide. I didn't quite do right, but I got the fairies. Now I just need to go get the Norks. A little harder than it looks to actually, angle that. There we go. Also, I did the whistle sound effect even though he only fell like 10 feet to the ground. Whoa.
Ah, Spyro, thanks. Supercharge will get you to new places here in Lofty Castle too. See where it takes you.
I know I keep saying that about dragons, but that dragon is particularly whoa. In a great way, but still. Yeah, Lofty Castle's got its own supercharge. It's actually really, really, really hard to see because it's buried in grass. Which gets you up over here. I like the little drape around his waist. That was pretty cool. He was super buff. And that's all the gems. So just two things left to do. Speedway and then the boss. Also, once you shoot these guys and make them small, they stay small. Until I believe you leave the homeworld. Though if you reset the game, they might also reset. Well, apparently this is what I was aiming for before when I was gliding. It looks like a completely new area considering the back of the wall. A little trick you can do is just chase this dude close and then quickly get on top of this before it raises. You don't have to care about the first one. It doesn't actually do anything and it probably takes longer to do than just hitting both of them and gliding normally, but it's neat. So welcome to Icy Flight, which is, appropriately enough, the most difficult of Speedway stages. Also, at least to me, one of the most beautiful. I said it's a little bit... The way it's laid out makes it a little bit easier to tell what it wants you to do. But you can see, it can still be very confusing where everything actually is. Case in point, where in the world this chest is. Usually what I like to do is I like to hit the light post until I get here. Then hit the, sorry, I like to hit the light post until I get to that point. Then circle back around. Get the chests. And start hitting the trains here. These guys are actually really hard to hit because they dip up and down. Which means you have to constantly change Spyro's elevation to be able to hit these guys easily. Planes and stuff at least stayed on the same elevation. These guys do not. This guy right there that I just flamed is the one that usually gives me the most trouble. Because since you're going backwards, he's actually really hard to hit. Oh, dang it. This is why I consider this one a little bit longer than the one before. Because the way I do it is pretty good for being able to hit everything consistently. But the troublesome part comes after a pretty long stretch. So it's easier to get fatigued in this one, in my opinion. Which is a worse problem than difficulty. Difficulty is fine. It's fatigue that starts getting you and getting you into real trouble. So like I said, these guys, depending on how you do it and where you are, these guys can completely mess you up. Like that. And that. The secondary option is hard turning at the start. You go straight in here and go to those first. And you can see if one is a very high elevation and another is very low elevation, it can be really difficult to angle Spyro properly to hit them all. Point. We're now out here. That, I think I bonked into, was a lighthouse that I missed. And I missed one of the trains on the track because I was messing with the copters. I think that one that I hit was the one that I missed last time. Coming back around this way is not the most ideal, but that's okay. Dadgummit! Oh, son of a twit. Put me on track to hit the second to last train. That might have been a blessing in disguise. Oh, that was mean. If I hadn't missed that chest. I just Had not missed that chest. And that train is somewhere and I don't know where it is. I'm going to have to hope that I can snag it. Come on, Spyro, why did that miss? Okay, new plan. Oh, come on. I really hate that sometimes when Spyro bonks, he will not immediately go back in the air if I press A. Sometimes he will, but sometimes he just won't. I still hold that the actual hitboxes of all this stuff is pretty wonky. Ironically, dropping and then taking back to the air is faster than the in-air direction change. Actually, it might be better since this is a straightaway. Charge. I guess it's only 2 that introduced all ground in speedways for supercharge. Got it. Okay. And we're up to 10,000 treasure. Woohoo! Alright, one final thing to do, and that's to beat up the boss. I had to punch a nerd in the face. Was it Jacques or is it just Jacques? How do you actually say that name? It's clearly French, but I don't speak French. Ow! Rude, lady. This level actually has quite a few branching paths and a lot of fools. These are unique to the Dreamweavers, and they're gonna get their use out of them one last time. Work. Just have to hold the jump. Slide won't cut it. This is pathway 1 to get to Jacques. Because he just right through that door. Also, you can see the chest is here. We need to find the key and come back to get the key. Whoa.
Any advice before this battle?
Advice? A wise dragon once told me aim high in life, but watch out for flying boxes.
He's knitting something.
Huh?
With the edge of his tail. He was knitting something with the edge of his tail. Also, the reason I think it might be Jacques is he's a pun on the Jack in the Box. Like with every enemy, the main goal here is to be aggressive. Because even if he's mid-throwing a box, if you get close to him, he will stop. Run away from you. That's Jacques. He is really, really hard if you don't know the trick about the boxes and if you hesitate even a tiny bit. Because he's got good aim with those things. But if you can keep yourself from hesitating and keep being aggressive, he's not too difficult. Unlike Blowhard, though, it is completely understandable why people would have difficulty with him, and I did too, until I learned that trick. You just really gotta swallow your nerves. So going down the second path, you can take up here to Jacques. Go the other way, that will lead you out to right there, which you can then use to come up over here. First though, you want to get in here because this is where the key is. Jacques stage is one of the more unnerving because of how many tight little jumps there are. See, this is the way. This is how we would have gotten up if we had gone the other way. Start. These fools are so weird. This one was we saw before. He wasn't near anything. He actually lowers that big old crystal platform right there. Which we need to get onto before it goes back up. You can see they do give you a decent amount of time to do it though, so if you're fairly quick, you're fine. And this is why that leads to the other section of the level right here. This is the only boss level that has 2 dragons, I believe.
Thank you for releasing me, Spyro. Take care.
Hitting him brings that platform out. We're going this way first. That's a tricky little segment, I find, because it is very easy to hit one of the platforms they're standing on and then land on it and your glide is stopped. It's also a little hard to see what you're doing with all the particles going around. But I got lucky and managed to hit everything on one shot. And then I got unlucky and fell in the fire. It kinda does, yeah. This whole section is why I'm pretty sure Unica is there. Because it is so easy to over or undershoot or to hit it and then immediately fall off. Especially because that platform right there, you feel pressured because you're on fairly tight time limit. You might have just barely heard the sound effect in the background, but essentially the moment I glid off of it was the moment that it canceled itself out. The fool's time expired about the moment I jumped off of it. A little interesting. I believe that just leaves key chest for gems we do not have. Ooh, this is gonna be a little tricky back. Jumping at the wrong link or something? There we go. Yeah, that's very tight. That is so very tight. Might be generally better to go there last when you've got the chest and literally every other gem in the stage, if just so you can exit level once you get over there other than having to make that jump. That's that! You're done with Jacques, and we are done with the entire Dreamweaver's world. Yes, I know, it's terrible. I want to stay here too, but we're finished. We have everything done. So it's time to move on to the final world of the game.
Spyro. I hope you know what lies in store for you. Nasty's world is not the friendliest place you'll ever find. Are you ready to go?
Let's go. This is the world that was supposed to be the machinist dragons, or the mechanist dragons. I think it was machinist dragons.